Well, we've got a quorum. We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. We're waiting on Diane. I understand she's trying to call in. We got Alan and Kim and Steve and Jerry on the internet, and we got Sam and Richard and myself here in the office, so we can go ahead and call the meeting to order. First on the agenda, I need approval of the April 17th meeting minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Sam. We got a second?
I'll second.
Got a second, okay. Engineers report, Bell Engineering, Steve?
All right, I'm sorry. I'll try to figure out how to adjust that for next time. I don't know what exactly is going on. It must be something in that setting it defaulted to. Good evening, everyone. Go ahead and start with Carbon Glow Road. As you recall, after several previous attempts to drill under the railroad failed, the contractor had to back up and rebore it. The contractor has now completed the directional bore and installed the casing pipe. He's also tapped the existing line, tied in the new line that goes up Carbon Glow Road, and is pressurizing the system right now. The only items remaining after it gets the system pressurized is to set the meters and the testing and disinfecting of the new line. We held a progress meeting with the contractor on May 15th, and during that meeting, the contractor's fifth pay request was processed in the amount of $61,422.07. On the Federal Bureau of Prison Waterline project, construction began on April 1st, and as of May the 9th, which was when the cutoff was for the contractor's pay request, the contractor had installed approximately 7,222 linear feet, or 40% of the 8-inch line that's on the job, and 218 linear feet, or 2% of the 4-inch ductile iron pipe that's on the job. He'd also completed 9 directional bores. We did have our monthly engineering meeting with AML for the project on May 15th, and we also had a progress meeting with the contractor that day. During the meeting, the contractor's second pay request was processed in the amount of $1,177,987.81. That brings the total work complete plus materials stored to $1,801,877.78 out of a contract value of approximately $4.4 million. So far, about 18% of the contract time has passed, and he's performed about 40% of the work. The Kentucky 7 relocation at Red Star, contractors installed all the 4-inch and 8-inch main line north of the bridge. These lines have been tied in, pressure tested, and disinfected. The service line and meters have also been set. The main line bore east of the bridge at Talent Branch is the only item that remains to be completed. We also had a progress meeting last week on that project, and during that meeting, the contractor's fifth pay request was processed in the amount of $25,318.09. Millstone Phase 2, all the lines are laid out, and the opinion of construction cost has been prepared. All the hydraulics have been rerun. We've completed taking the pictures and making measurements of the proposed alignment for the request of KYTC. We've also completed all the revisions of the plans for the recent site visit, and we've reached out to KYTC to schedule a meeting with them in the field to review the project. Revisions to the previously prepared preliminary engineering report are complete, and we're continuing to finalize work on the checklist items for rural development. We also had a monthly engineering meeting with AML and the AD for this project last week. Red Star Turkey Creek Phase 3, lines are laid out and opinion of construction cost has been prepared. Again, we prepared we've obtained the pictures and measurements of the proposed construction alignment along the roadway per the request of KYTC. All this information has been added to the plans, and we're preparing to meet with KYTC in the field on this project also to review all the alignments. The hydraulics have been rerun and the permit applications have been finalized. We also had our monthly engineering meeting with AML for that project last week. The Loggy Hollow and Zone Meter Replacement Project, all the lines in Loggy Hollow and master meter locations have been laid out. All the hydraulics for the project have been prepared along with the Division of Water submittal. We've completed the surveying of the bore coming under 15 for the KYTC encroachment permit application. We also made a site visit, I think week before last, to the Pratt Fork Pump Station, and we're preparing the plans for that portion of the project. As you recall, this project's actually been broken into two parts per the funding agency request. One part utilizing the cleaner water funds, and the other part utilizing the Appalachian Regional Commission funding. Cumberland River Phase 1, the plans have been revised based on the rerun hydraulics and can be submitted to Division of Water. Again, we're preparing to insert pictures on that project along with the measurements along the state highway there. And we're preparing to meet with KYTC in the field to review that project also. After permit agency approvals obtained, the project may then be bid pending funding availability. Cumberland River Phase 4, again, we'll be inserting the pictures and taking measurements of the proposed construction along the roadway with KYTC. We're going to schedule a meeting with them also to go over the alignment. Hydraulics have been run for the project, and Division of Water submittal has been prepared, along with an opinion of probable construction costs that's being reviewed right now. Again, after permit approvals, then the project may be bid pending funding availability. Millstone Sanitary Sewer Project, an agreed order was entered into between the district and Division of Water. As part of the agreement, corrective action plan was prepared and submitted to the DOW. We received a request last week concerning updating the schedule and have done so. Permit applications for the septic system serving the 4 structures east of Millstone Drive have been submitted to the Health Department and are under their review currently. We're also preparing to submit the remaining 5 homes west of Millstone Drive to the Health Department for their review. As approvals are obtained and funding's available, then we can go ahead and advertise and bid those projects. The prison water line or wastewater treatment plant, the plans and specifications were partially completed in 2018 and 19 before design was stopped by the abandoned mine lands. We're working on updating the opinion of probable construction cost at the request and project cost at the request of CRAD. We're still waiting on some pricing on some of the equipment, but just as soon as we get that in from the vendors, then we'll be complete with the revised cost. And this month on the construction and engineering pay items, we have on the construction side, we have 3 projects. That's the utility relocation for the bridge on Kentucky 7 at Red Star. That's MGM Contracting. Also with MGM Contracting, we have a pay request for construction of the Carbon Glow Road Waterline Improvements Project. And then lastly, on the construction side, we have a pay request for the waterline extension of the Federal Bureau of Prisons. And that project is being constructed by BP Pipeline. On the engineering side, we have pay request for Bell for the waterline extensions to the Federal Bureau of Prisons, Millstone Project Phase 2, Red Star Phase 3, the Loggy Hollow Road and Zone Meter Project, the utility relocation for the bridge on Kentucky 7 at Red Star, and the Millstone Septic Tank Installation Project. And Mark, I was just going to forward you one of those so that you would have it, or Jason, whoever will be taking it forward, just so you would have it in case FEMA asks us for one. That's a project that will be reimbursed by FEMA when the time comes. But I just wanted you to have it in case you needed to turn it in.
Okay, Diane, are you now with us?
I am, Fred. I'm with you. I'm sorry, my technology's not working for me real well this evening, but I can hear.
That's okay. Have you got the agenda?
I do have the agenda.
Well, you can go ahead and take over. We just completed Bell Engineering's report. We need to request payment for the Bell Engineering construction projects.
Well, Fred, I'm not hearing everything really well, so I think it might be best if you just go ahead and finish that. Would you do it for me, and I'll listen carefully?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
We need approval for the pay request for Bell Engineering's construction projects. They had 3 projects and several of their own.
Has anybody made a motion?
I will.
Sam made a motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Ingram seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Alan, it's your time.
All right, I'll be brief. I sent Mark the reports for the 4 projects. I'm not going to go through them verbatim. The first one, the RD residential meter replacement project, we've got plans done on that. I sent out an invite yesterday for a meeting on next Wednesday with whoever's available from the district. I need to bring those plans down with me, and let's look through them. Your whole system is included in the plans. You don't have enough money to replace all the meters in your system, so we need to prioritize which areas you want to get first, and then I'll have to amend the plans to reflect that prioritization. But we'll sit down and go through those Monday. But the plans are done. We've got a waiver from Division of Water for review, and we got a waiver from KYTC for encroachment permit. So as soon as we can get the priorities incorporated into the plans, I'll be ready to go to Philip Ellswick at the RD office. The water treatment plant project, met with AML yesterday. They've got about 3.2 million committed to the project. You guys signed a memorandum of agreement back in February, so that project's ready to go. Talking to the judge and some of you all after the meeting last week, that's good because you need some money to get this thing rolling. It's getting to the point where we got to start getting some geotech and some got to get into it with CSX over that little piece of property down there and all that. And it's going to take some money to do that, but AML has, they're ready to go on it. With that being said, we're going to have to start having a monthly progress meeting with them. And we all agreed yesterday that we would do it at 11 o'clock on the day of your board meeting. Steve's got a bunch of meetings with them the same day, so we're just going to line them all up. And that's more convenient for them and probably for you all. They'll be sending out the invites for those, but go ahead and mark it on your calendar. We're 2 or 3 progress meetings behind where you all signed the MOA in February. They need one for February, March, and April, and I'll work with Crad on getting them something for their paperwork. The facilities have been sized based on a 2 MGD plant, and we have done a site, I'm gonna call it a site plan, where we've placed the facilities on the site to make sure that it was adequate to support the plant. I don't want to share that in this meeting, but again, on Wednesday when I come down, I'll bring down the site plan. We'll take a look at it and talk about CSX. The facilities were sized, Mark, for a contemporary rapid sand filter. We stayed away from the membrane on that. The CDBG DR recovery, again, that's on the ad. They're supposed to be setting something up with DLG to get that project off the X. I know the first part of that is the environmental, and they're working through that. They've indicated that they've got a backlog of environmental, and we've offered to that's something that we can do is help them with those if it would help expedite some of this. The mountain comp healthcare, talked to the judge after the meeting last week, and he's going to work his channels on getting that thing funded through DLG in some shape or form. You ought to get selected on the first round of ARC, but hopefully on the second you will. And then we helped CRAD put a little funding app in for a water line extension down around Gordon 510. And that went in on the 12th, I believe. I don't have any pay requests. The residential meter project is on hold till it goes to construction. Once we get everything resolved with AML on the water plant, then we'll start invoicing for design on it. But that's all I've got right now. And I invite all of you to show up Wednesday. We won't take up much of your time, but it'd be good to bring you up to speed on the 4 projects and where they stand. And we're going to do it hybrid too. We'll be there at the office, but I'll bring my laptop and hotspot, and we'll set up a Teams too. So if you can't be there in person, you can jump on your laptop and join us. But that's all I've got. Thank you.
We're shooting for 1 o'clock Wednesday.
Yes, sir. 1 o'clock is what it is.
Okay. Anybody got any questions for Alan?
So, Fred, this is Kim. I do have a comment for both Steve and Alan. Steve, if you all need help with addressing any of the items in the letters of condition, RCAP can help with that. If it's something that's on the district side, we can help fill that need. And Alan, we can also do environmentals at no cost.
Okay.
So, we can help with that should either of you want to use our services.
Okay.
And I hate to jump in here, Kim. I'll talk to you outside of this meeting. After the AML meeting, CRAD called me right after that and said that although AML said they're ready to roll until the CDBG environmental is done, we can't expend any of those funds. So I'll get with you after this for tomorrow. Let's touch base tomorrow and talk about what we can do to help them with the CDBG environmental.
All righty.
On the water plant.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, Kim.
Next on the agenda is payment of the monthly bills, district bills. You had a chance to review and make that motion.
I'll make it.
Motion made by Jerry. Anybody second?
No, I'll second.
Second by Sam. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion made and carried. Board member comments and discussion. Anybody got anything? Mark, you got anything?
Was probably want to make sure everyone gets a copy of this purchase document from fiscal court. And have any questions, be sure to reach out and ask them.
Yeah. Yeah. Steve, I have one more question on the Carbon Glow project. What's your time frame to finish that in your?
Well, if they get everything pressure tested over this weekend, they said that they should be able to set the meters in 1 to 2 days. So probably they're thinking that they'll be able to set those maybe late next week. I don't know if that included actually the part that's being paid for by Dig Deep. I don't know if that was just the meter setting or if that included running the line physically to the house. But
okay.
I would think, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, certainly. And we're tied in now. So thankfully we're beyond those bores that caused all the issues.
So they'll have the meter set by the end of the week, next week.
That's kind of what they told me, a day or two ago.
Anybody else got anything?
I don't know.
We need a motion for adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made. Motion carried. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Good evening.
Appreciate you with me.
Everybody have a good Memorial Day.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.